Hello and welcome everyone to another AXIS OS session. My name is Madeleine Jönsson and I'm with the AXIS OS product management team at AXIS Communications. Today we will talk about AXIS OS. I will try to explain the different tracks and which one to choose. AXIS OS is our operating system for edge devices. It's a Linux-based operating system based on openness and transparency and cybersecurity. AXIS OS powers many different products, from our cameras to speakers, intercoms, body-worn cameras, radars and recorders. AXIS operating system is nowadays a sophisticated software, so we would like to say goodbye to firmware. In the 80s and the 90s, AXIS did firmware, but since then we never changed the term, even though our products has become smarter and easier to update. And in addition to this, we have services and applications that run in the device software. Today, the AXIS OS version is as important as the device module in understanding the features and the capabilities of a device. Our products are as much software as hardware. We have 3 different tracks for AXIS OS to fulfill market requirements and provide transparency for customers who want to know when software support ends. Let's start with the first one, the active track. This is where everything happens. On the active track, we add new features and improve cybersecurity. We focus on software development, looking at usability and innovations to drive AXIS OS forward. Some of the features we have added over the years are ZipStream, MQTT, AXIS Object Analytics, edge-to-edge pairing, signed video, and much more. Something that has only been possible when the focus is on improvements instead of compatibility. All new products are launched on this track, meaning they get immediate access to features and updates as soon as they are released. New products also require new features, which can only be added on the active track. A new active track starts after an LTS has been created. And in the first versions of the new active track, we have to make changes that may break compatibility. AXIS has currently over 200 products on the active track and releases a new version about every 2 months, with the latest version being the supported one. This continuous delivery means that we can release service releases within days when needed, while the unified platform ensures easy integration across all products, simplifying the process for partners and customers. The second track is a long-term support track, LTS. Here are no new products or features added. The focus is on compatibility and consistency, ensuring that there are no breaking changes to keep the products well integrated with third-party equipment and software. Cybersecurity will be maintained, and with LTS you can remain compatible and supported for a long time. All products will have an LTS as their final track. When a product is discontinued, it will get software support until the LTS is shut down. We create a new LTS track every 2 years, and with that, every 2 years an LTS track is closed down as well. And it's the active track that becomes an LTS, as you can see. An LTS track receives several updates per year, with newer LTS versions receiving updates more often. Despite being labeled for 5 years, an LTS track typically spans over 5.5 years. This is because the first version of an LTS is released in August-September and the last one in December-January. As you know, there are some differences between the tracks. The active track suits customers who want to access the latest features and enhancements. The LTS track, on the other hand, prioritizes compatibility and maintaining cybersecurity. And in the terms of cybersecurity, the active track is the most secure. We can introduce new security features and remove deprecated features and services, something we cannot do on an LTS. To visualize it even more, you can see it like this. All new features, cybersecurity related or not, are added to the active track. When we are ready to create an LTS, the current active track is transferred into a new LTS, including all features. Then a new active track is created, and we keep adding more features to it, while the LTS remains the same. In special cases, there are products that continue to be supported even though the LTS itself has reached end of support. This can, for example, happen if the replacement product is delayed, causing the original product not to be discontinued in time. Normally, a product should have an LTS as its last track. According to AXIS policy, we provide software support for at least 5 years after a product is discontinued. After an LTS is ended, individual products will continue to receive updates through the product-specific support track. This is our third track, and as with the LTS track, the PSS track focuses on compatibility and consistency, and cybersecurity will be maintained. The plan is to release about twice a year, unless urgent security patches are required. We also need to mention AXIS OS versioning. As you see, we use major, minor, and patch. The major version is increased after a new active track has been created. We create, as you know, a new active track every 2 years. The minor version indicates which feature set is included. We release about 6 times per year for the active track. The patch number is increased more often. It is used for adding patches and bug fixes, and only the final version will be available for customers. For LTS and PSS, only the patch number is increased. If you have a system that is compatible with the major and the minor version, it should also be compatible regardless of the patch number. Again, all releases within an LTS are compatible with your VMS. But sometimes VMS manufacturers state that they must use a certain version of an LTS track, but that might not be available on axis.com. What should you do then? Well, if an LTS is compatible with one version of an LTS track, it should also be compatible with the upcoming releases on that track. The reason most VMSs only list one version, it's because that's the version they have been certified with. Since compatibility is maintained within each LTS track, it is safe to use another version on that track as well. Milestone and Genetec have information on their webpage what version they support, and the information is frequently updated. For your information, we test with Milestone, Genetec and AXIS VMSs before every AXIS OS release. Our upgrade recommendations are that our customers maintain and upgrade to ensure that the products continue to improve. We all know that AXIS Technical Services will also recommend updating to the latest version when reporting problems with an AXIS product, since only the latest version is supported. In AXIS OS, we have built in some safety mechanisms to avoid upgrade issues. For example, you cannot install an incompatible AXIS OS version. We have rollback functionality, and the software is digitally signed, which means it cannot start if the checksum is incorrect. There may be several tracks coexisting, and it can sometimes be difficult to know which latest to choose. If you are using an LTS, you should normally update to the latest version of the same LTS track. If you intend to use the active track, you should update to the latest available. regarding the different LTS tracks, again, from a cybersecurity perspective, it is recommended to use the newest LTS track. There are several ways to do an upgrade. Using our own tools is of course what we recommend. With Axis Device Manager, you can either be offline or online. With Axis Device Manager Extend, you need to be online. Both tools help you to upgrade much faster than through the web interface, but also inform you when new updates are available and show you the different options you can choose from. Axis Device Manager Extend also have an upgrade path that is done behind the scenes, and the tool gives you a better overview of the device lifecycle. Here you see a summary of the differences between the tracks. That was all for me. Thank you for listening, and hopefully you have learned something new or found it informative. Please stay tuned for more videos on the AXIS OS playlist here at YouTube.